Hey, Lighthouse family, how are you doing, man? Happy Wednesday to all of our Lighthouse family, and we're of course back with a online Bible study. And tonight, I'm joined, of course, by my wife, who you all know. Say hey, Sister Shauna, in the comments. And maybe you're watching for the first time, and if you're like, what is going on here? We every week, for the past couple weeks, we've been having online Bible study. And tonight we have deemed, or for the next few weeks or so, we have decided that every other week we're going to have a children's focused message, kind of like a Sunday school type lesson. Maybe we'll call it Kids Night.
Okay.
Kids Night.
Kids night.
Every other Wednesday night is Kids Night at the Lighthouse.
Kids night.
And so we're
like how restaurants used to do kids eat free.
Yeah.
On a certain
They should
night.
totally bring that back.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do this for our kids. We certainly don't want them to miss out on ministry in this particular season. And we know that kids are used to connecting over the medium of media. And so we're hoping tonight that you will gather your kids around your television, your computer, wherever you're watching, and participate with us. And if you're logging on here tonight and you're like, hey, I didn't come for a kids lesson, hang out anyway. Just let our kids know, even just by the viewers, that you support them. I think that's a really good idea.
Yes, agreed.
We're going to do a little object lesson tonight. And so if you want to really quickly if you want to participate, you can do this at home. It's very simple. You need paper clips, dish soap, a bowl, and warm water. Those are the four things that you need so that moms and dads, you could actually do this with your kids. I'm sure you may not have the best angle, but you'll get the gist of what we're doing here. But you could actually do this with us tonight and participate. So if you want to do that, go run, grab that stuff real quick, mom or dad.
The only thing you need prepared right now is just water in a bowl,
Yep.
a glass bowl.
Warm water.
Yeah, warm water.
Yeah.
The directions said warm water. I didn't try it with cold, but so you just grab this and then just set the dish soap and the paper clips aside.
Right.
And colored paper clips work too, so it doesn't just have to be the
metal ones. So if you have those things, mom, dad, run, grab them, and we're going to spend some time with our Lighthouse kids tonight. Yay. And man, we're glad you're joining us, and thank you for being here. So,
amen. Woo-hoo.
Tonight we're going to talk about faith, and faith is critical, obviously, to our relationship with Jesus, boys and girls, and it's needed, and it is a necessary aspect of our walk with God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight, as Brother Cosner said, we're going to be talking about faith. So can you imagine walking on water? And even grown-ups, I know that everyone at some point in your life, you've probably tried to say, I don't know, walk on the pool to crash in or whatever. So I have a little funny story tonight. So I don't know if you know Bishop Mangold's he's real particular about things. And so one time, I actually wasn't there, so I am not to blame. I will this is completely my sister and brother-in-law are responsible for this. No, I'm just kidding. But it was really cold, and they have a pool, and water had formed on top of the pool. And so when I got to the house and I went out back, they're out back, and Wyatt and Noelle and Forbes were all on top of the pool walking on the ice. Papal didn't find this out until a couple years after the fact. And actually, if you want to see some of it, Brother Tony does a vlog with their family. I think it's called the Sanchez vlog. And January, I'll have to add it in the comments tonight. But one of his vlogs actually has the kids, it shows them walking on the pool. Anyway, so we didn't get on video. Noelle actually was the first one to fall in, and so they quickly got out. And like I said, Papal didn't know until a couple years after that. But needless to say, Reagan, she was inside eating. She told me today she remembers she was inside eating noodles. And this was in 2017, so this was 4 years ago. So I don't know if anybody's tried that, but don't try that at home
No.
because that is very dangerous. But a little funny thing.
10 out of 10, not recommended.
Yes, so the kids were playing, and so they walked on frozen water. But tonight we're talking about
Walking
walking
on actual water.
actual water, not frozen water.
Right.
But I just thought that story was pretty fun and funny. And if you guys have any similar stories, you'll have to let us know in the comments or whatever. But pretty funny stuff.
Yes, but again,
Life with kids and life with Uncle Tony.
don't do it.
It might have been
boys and girls.
TT though, is what what my girls call my sister. So I don't know if it was Sister Cherie or Brother Tony who put them up to that, or if the kids were just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go walk on the pool," because I remember, Forbes apparently he had crawled like underneath the deck to get up to the pool and everything. So pretty funny.
Yeah, don't do it though. All right, I want to read a few scriptures here tonight with you. We're going to look at Matthew chapter 14, and I'm going to read from the New Living Translation just to give it more of a modern context, modern sound. So we're going to start reading at verse 22, okay? It says, "Immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake while he sent the people home. After sending them home, he went into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone." So the disciples get on the boat, Jesus stays on the shore, and after the people are dispersed, he goes up into the mountains to pray. Verse 24, "Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them walking on the water. And when the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, 'It's a ghost.' But Jesus spoke to them at once. 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'Take courage, I am here.'" So, again, think about what's happening. They're in a boat. There's a storm. There's waves. There's wind. And Jesus comes walking on the water. Verse 28. "Then Peter called to him, 'Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water.' 'Yes, come,' Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water towards Jesus. And when he saw the strong winds and waves, he was terrified and began to sink. 'Save me, Lord,' he shouted." Verse 31, Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshiped him. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. So
Amen.
Peter steps out of the boat. He says, "Lord, if it's really you, let me come to you. Call me to come. Give me permission to come." So he says, "Come." Peter steps out of the boat. He begins walking on the water. And all of a sudden, the wind and the waves got his attention. He became distracted. And he instantly, afraid. And the Bible says that he instantly began to sink. And it says he's terrified and he begins to sink. And he yells out, "Save me, Lord." Now, I think what's critical here is verse 31 says Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. And he said, "You have so little faith." The Bible doesn't say that Jesus transported, teleported to where Peter was. It said he's reached out and grabbed him. He was near enough that he could reach out and grab him by the hand. And so think about this for a second. Do you honestly think that you could walk on water? As my wife said, we've probably all tried at some point in our lives.
Yeah, probably. So sometimes things that seem impossible, they become possible with a little bit of faith. So to show you something so you can better understand exactly how God is there for us and faith, we're going to do this little object lesson. So if you haven't, I'm going to give you a moment really quick. Grab a glass bowl and just fill it with some warm water. All right. And then if you have some paper clips in your junk drawer, it can be the little colored paper clips or the metal ones. Doesn't matter. Paper clips and then some dish soap. The dish soap we're going to need in just a few minutes. So the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to give you a minute to get your bowl and a minute to get your warm water. I'm going to go really slow. So I don't know if you know this, but when you take paper clips and you put them in water, they sink. So I know it's really hard to tell, but see that green paper clip in there? It's on the bottom Okay, I'm going to do a blue one. The color ones seem to work well because you can see them a little bit better.
So this is essentially us trying on our own to walk on
Walk
water
on water.
or accomplish anything
Right. And we can't alone. We
spiritually, I should say.
spiritually, well, in most aspects of life, you, like we always say, we're better together. And that's including like your friends from your church friends and your Sunday school pals, and just anyone, and then your parents, your pastor, your Sunday school teachers, everyone. We need you and you need us. We all need each other. So I'll stop there. I'm going to do one more. Okay, wait, I want to put the red one in. Okay, so all the paper clips have sunk, right? Okay, so now I want you to take a paper clip and I want you to just bend it out. All right, and you're just going to make a little L. Can you see that? I don't know. There we go. Can you see that? There you go. So you're just making a little L. You're bending the paper clip. All right, then you're going to take a paper clip that hasn't sunk yet, and you're just going to lay it right on top. We're going to call this the holder. So you're going to rest this paper clip on top of the holder and very gently put the holder right in the water. And if you let go, the paper clip floats. How cool is that? So let me try this one. I shouldn't have put all my paper clips in the water, huh? I got excited. All right, this one's a little bent, but let's see if it works. I don't think that one. Oh, yep. So there we go. So you can see I have 2 paper clips now. Let me reach in and grab the yellow one. All right, because I want to at least have 3 on the top. Fell back in. All right, so put that paper clip right on the holder. My hands are wet. And then, like the same thing, just gently put it right in the water. Oh, hold on, it fell. It fell off the paper clip. Okay, the yellow one doesn't want to cooperate, but you see the other 2? Okay, so this is just like God. He is our holder, okay? And just like the paper clips that are walking on water or are floating on top, all right, they were resting on the holder. Sometimes, boys and girls, we need to rest. Well, we always need to rest on God. So just like that paper clip was on there, and he was holding us, and with God's help, anything that we feel is impossible, an impossible situation, anything that we're going through, hey, listen, Brother Cosner and I, we know that this year, it has really, or well, I should say this past year, but it's flooding over into this year as well. It has really, really been difficult on all of the adults, okay? It has been very hard. Work has changed. Church has changed. So many things have changed, but it has also been very difficult for you.
Absolutely.
The transition from school to online school, just you can't go as many places, even just the transition of having to wear a mask everywhere you go. Sports have been canceled. So many things that you were involved in didn't happen. I mean, look at the kids play. We had to postpone that. We had to push that back. And so you have been affected by it too. But we want you to be encouraged tonight, okay? And every day I want you to remember the paperclip. And I want you to remember that this paperclip represents God, and he's our holder. He holds us. He hugs us. He loves us, okay? No matter what you feel like you're going through, if you feel like it's something small that's irrelevant, it's not. God is there as our holder for us to rest in his arms, okay? All right, so by ourselves, we can't do the impossible, but when we rest on Jesus and have faith in him, then we can do what we didn't think that we could.
Right.
And I say it a lot when I lead worship on Sundays, but God is able to do exceedingly abundantly all that we can think or ask. So even if you can think it in your mind or you can't, maybe it's such a big problem that you don't even know what's going to happen or how it's going to be solved. Jesus is always with us, and he's our holder. All right, so in comes, just like Peter,
Fear.
he started walking on the water, and then he got in his mind, and he was thinking, oh no, I'm on water. I can't really walk on water.
Right.
And yes, he was afraid. He was afraid and he began to doubt God. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take just a little bit of your dish soap because you don't need a lot. And you can still see, hopefully you can see in the video because I can't tell which side they're on. You can see these 2 paper clips. Okay, there we go. I see them now. All right, are floating on water. Watch. As soon as doubt comes into our minds. Did you see what happened? I don't know if you could really tell, but those paper clips, they sunk to the bottom. Doubt and that fear, it's so strong that when we begin to doubt God, that we can't do it alone, and that's when sometimes we fall because we lose that faith. And it's okay, we're human. That's going to happen. Things like that are going to happen, and we're going to not have faith in some situations and sometimes, but what we want to work on is not allowing this doubt and this fear to control us. And we want to be put in God's hands and allow God to work in us. And let's see if I can get this. My hands are all, there we go.
You had it
Because
hooked.
it was hooked. Let me do it this way. So I didn't try this at home. I don't know if since the soap's already in there, because it works as like an agent but I can't get it on the thing. Let's see if I can get this one. Nah, the soap's already in there. All right, so you can see once that doubt and that fear come in, it's hard to get back up. But with God, all things are possible, and that's what we want you to be reminded of tonight. So anytime that you feel like you're in a situation or something is happening, even right now, you might be afraid, and you might hear things on the news and things like that. Don't let that scare you, okay? Because God is in control always.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether it's a problem with, a friend, somebody hurt your feelings, somebody
Right.
said something, whatever it might be, there are plenty of things that can affect us all, even as young as you might be watching this. And we want to close with this scripture, Hebrews chapter 11, verse number 6. It says, "And it is impossible to please God without faith." We need faith to please God. And then he tells us how. Anyone who wants to come to him, speaking of Jesus, must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who sincerely seek him. Faith in God is a critical aspect of your walk. When you face hard things, when you face the winds and the waves that
Right.
Peter faced, you've got to put your full trust and faith in Jesus.
Amen.
Because he is your holder on the
Yes.
good days and the bad days. So we want to encourage you with that tonight. Walk in faith, trusting that the Lord is and that
Yes.
he is a rewarder of those who sincerely seek after him.
Yes.
And we are so thankful for all of you that are watching tonight. Boys and girls, I want you to know that we love you, and we will see you in 2 weeks back with another Kids Night.
Yes, we love you. Have a good evening. God bless you.
God bless.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.
Bye.